What's up, everyone? Aaron Schatz here, owner of ASE Publishing, and today I want to go over a new project that we're working on. Yes, it's brand new. It's what I've been working on for like, I don't know, the past 2 or 3 weeks and stuff, so it's kind of rough. It might crash, but it gives you an idea of what we're actually working on. It's a working title right now. It's just called Space Shooter VR kind of tower defense kind of thing, so that's what the acronym will be in the application executable. But basically, I'm a big fan of Metroid Prime series. I'm a big fan of that stuff. So you'll see a lot of stuff from the Metroid Prime kind of weapon effects. Like you would get an arm cannon on each of the controllers. You also can charge up the cannon and then fire it, and there's all kind of effects and blah 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 blah. Again, this works with SteamVR, and because you know I like Linux so much, it'll also work with Linux for now at least, just to show you exactly what's going on. So yes, the VR builds support non-VR as well. Now, the non-VR builds aren't going to have the same level of things because, let's face it, when you're using a headset and you have two controllers that are independent of each other, you can fire independently, you can look around and stuff. So with a mouse and keyboard, I'm limiting you to one actual cannon right now, and I'll probably add it to 2. But basically, this game is really going to be built for VR. I'm just showing you how it's going to work if you don't have VR right now. So, unfortunately, since Linux and SteamVR don't really get together right now, which sucks because, again, I bought SteamVR with the use of Linux supported, and it's not there, so that sucks. But I'm not leaving you guys out, so there are Linux, Windows, and Mac builds for you guys to check out. Description below, you can download them right now. And let's go into how this works. Again, it's crude, it's rudimentary, might crash, but it gives you an idea. And remember, feedback is always appreciated. Post in the comments. I hope to have a Reddit feed as well. And let's get started and see what it looks like. Now that I've got the headset all right here, I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to turn the sound off real quick. No one said developing was real easy with glasses on. They should fix that. Alright. Okay, let me see if I can remain in the frame now. Give you an idea. So the headset was a little bit down when I started this, but this is the main menu. Every game is going to have a main menu now that we create, and if you want to exit, it's right over there. The beam only works with the right controller. So if you're a lefty, just let me know. I might put that option in there, or I might do both. Doesn't matter. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you to do right now is, you can go into sound settings, and then if you don't like, you can put it all the way down, put it all the way up, music and stuff, sound effects. Let's go to shot calibration. And you're like, what the hell is that? Well, let's see what it is. So the loading and stuff I'll fix. So the game might pause for a little bit if it's loading, but here's the shot calibration. So just read this little thing right here. Use a trigger on each controller to position where the beams will emit from. A red beam will emit from your set location. So as you can see, the beam is emitting and that's where it's going to fire from. Press the grip to reset the default. Test the location by pressing the menu button. So right now we're in calibration mode. So if I hold the trigger on this right one right here, you'll see that the emitter thingy pops up and it's stationary. Now you can't set it too far away from the controller because otherwise it's kind of weird. So let's just say I want to, I'm going to set it up. Let's just say you made a mistake, right? And you're like, oh my god, that's really messed up. So just press the grip and it'll reset. So let's say you don't want it to fire from the top of the controller right here, and you want to fire more like a pistol. So you would hold it like that, and there you go. To test that, you hit the menu button right here, and now the little cannon thingy spawns, and now you just shoot and try it out. To actually get back to the main menu, you shoot that little box right there, but this gives you an idea of how to do it. So this one is this way still, so I'm going to change that. So I'll do that, like that. And I might hide these after, so we'll just see. Actually, let's do it this way. So I'm going to look at that. I like that, I think. So let's try it out. Okay. Shoot this to return to the main menu. Boom! Back at the main menu. Now, we're all done with this stuff, so let's start this game up. And it'll load and stuff, and then start. And here we go. So, if you look down here, this is a mini-map, and you can see the enemies are coming. This is you, the little arrow. Oh, So some of them have death animation, and some of those, you guys will literally run over your base and just explode on your base. The base will... There you go! Stay there. So the base has a set number of hit points, and once it goes down, you lose. That's actually not in there yet, but it's an idea. So this guy will actually just come over and just start attacking the base. The other guy comes over and blows himself up. So we're working on all the effects and stuff right now, but this gives you an idea of what we're going for. Oh, and if the controller is like this is just a bug that I hadn't fixed. Just pause the game and unpause it, and the controller's right here. So these guys, okay, these guys will actually do it, and I'll put particle effects soon, but that gives you... Die! So we got two examples of cannons right now. So you got the, what I call the electric cannon. Cool, huh? And then you got the regular base beam cannon, fire stuff. It has two different kinds of beams. Hold it down, charges, obviously more powerful. This one has this beam without charging, and then you charge it up, like slowly pattern and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. We're going to look at effects, we're going to look at secondary stuff for each of the weapons, or secondary that you can actually select. So for instance, missile systems and such. Haven't really decided on how to actually do that yet. Maybe the grip, maybe the touchpad. If you want to pause the game, you just press menu, and it'll bring up the screen right here. You can hit back, you can hit the menu button again, and it'll go back to the game. Needless to say, this game is pretty damn fun already, as it stands. There's no wave system yet. They literally just, there's a tick in the game, and every tick there's a random chance that guys will spawn, and I'll be 6 for now. And then we're going to institute a wave system. It's going to be pretty fun. But again, this is basically just to give you an example. And if you want to teleport over there, just shoot that. We're going to add fade in and fade out, but you know, just shoot there and you'll teleport. And then once guys come around the corner, here. So the big thing about this is the reason there's multiple positions is because we're going to actually do multiplayer on it. So imagine that you have few guys, few girls, whatever, few people with you, and let's just say there's 3 positions. This will support a maximum of 3 people, or if you're standing in the same place, you can support more. Haven't really decided on that yet. Love to give you feedback on that stuff. But this is just an example map just to show you what's going on there. And show all these guys right here. Death row right there. So if you want, just shoot there. And that's basically it. You can see like the base is starting to flow. Oh, damn it! So that's basically how this works in VR. You can see that it's pretty fun. Now just remember, here's the one cannon. Here's the other cannon. I always like this effect. I don't know why. Pew, 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 pew. So remember, just give it a shot. And I'm going to show you how the non-VR portion works. Oh, right now. Now I'm all reset back on Linux because that's my operating system of choice. And if you don't use it, it's free and it's open source. There you go. No reason not to. Okay, a little bit of different stuff here. So if you're wondering about the technical details about how the menu system works in VR versus non-VR, it's basically, I build everything into a unified pipeline now. So if I want to create a menu, I literally just create the menu for a regular screen, and I attach a script to it, and if it detects that VR is present, it just makes it a world painted screen, basically. So I don't need to make 2 different settings. So unlike the drone simulation VR stuff, this is a lot better. So we're going to be porting all this stuff to the drone one. We're going to basically be overhauling the drone one. We'll probably have another demonstration for you before we start really working on it. This was a pet project of mine that I really wanted to start, and I wanted to show you guys and to get feedback so we can actually get multiplayer in, and really, you know, it's going to be really fun. So you'll see no calibration controller here because it's obviously a mouse and keyboard. You don't need to calibrate that at all. Sound settings work exactly the same. And by the way, these are saved settings now. So if you go into this and change stuff, it'll actually save this. And if you were on VR and you had the calibration controller, that saves as well. So if you come back to it, it'll bring back the original settings that you actually saved in there. So let's just give this a shot and show you what the actual differences are. So you can see the mini map in the top right, up there. Still represented by a little arrow. You only get one cannon in this for now, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually release this for non-VR stuff, but I don't see the hurt in it right now. It's just much more fun in VR. It really is a lot funner. But you know, you can do all the teleporting and stuff in here. And if this doesn't work, if like you hit a spot in the teleporter where it doesn't actually work, just try it again. I'm still working on the impact stuff to make sure. Damn it. So basically you get the gist of it. It's the same exact game. Works, like I said, Linux, Mac, Windows. Even if you have non-VR, it'll just look like this. But generally it's the same exact game. The VR stuff is just a lot funner. So if you have any suggestions on how to make the non-VR portion of this better, let me know as well. Otherwise, to get to the menu, just hit escape. Pause the game. You can go back. You can hit escape again. Comes back to the actual action. Oh, if you want to lower the sound effects, you can do that here. If you lower the music volume, you can go back to the main menu. And then you can exit the application, and that's it. So let's wrap this thing up. And that's basically it. So remember, feedback is greatly appreciated. To actually download these builds right now, description below, you'll actually see a link to the actual downloads. There'll be individual folders for Linux, Mac, and Windows. All the platforms only support x86-64, so if you got older operating systems, sorry about that. But if you're on Linux or Mac, no VR support for you until SteamVR supports those platforms, which they really should get off their butts and start doing, because I paid for it for Linux. I mean, what's going on there? It gives you an idea of what we're actually going for, and if you're on Windows and you don't have VR, it'll actually work on there as well. Just remember, I showed you, it only uses one arm cannon, so it's a little bit limiting, but it gets you the idea of what's going on. Feedback, again, required. Love it to hear from you. Post in the description below. Hopefully the Reddit thread got some traction. Just post in there as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll have a new thing for this coming soon, so your feedback is going to be greatly appreciated while we're actually working on this. And if you're a fan of the drone simulation VR game that we're working on, a lot of the stuff that you see in this will be ported over to that one, including all the menus and stuff. They're actually tons better. It's amazing what happens when you actually start working with a second project from scratch. And you're like, oh, this is how you do things now. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.